So here we are, we're in Mystic, Connecticut. We're just steps away from the historic drawbridge. We're at the Shipwright's Daughter with James Beard Award winner, Chef David Standridge. And before we even begin, I just want to congratulate you on the win. I mean, when I saw the nomination, I knew you're going to win. But it's a huge achievement, and I just want to make sure we congratulate you on that. You may have figured this out, but I'm a huge fan of the restaurant, and I might even push it a little bit further and say I'm a little bit of a fanboy. I follow everything you guys do. And I might even say that my wife has a little bit of a food crush on you, which we might need to talk about later. But anyway, the thing that sort of inspired me to come here was actually a photo posted by our mutual friend, Mikey D'Alfonso, who's also one of the bartenders here. And it was actually a shot of a sea robin preparation that was published in a local newspaper. And when I saw that, I said, man, I mean, not only does that elevate a sea robin past casual throwback right up into like the stratosphere of edible artistry, but it just made me think like, this guy's really got something going on. I got to try this place. So we made the drive. I called up Mikey, we made the drive, and we were totally blown away. And one thing, as I've come here more and more, that's really stood out is that you really like to use locally caught, fresh caught ingredients. You make good relationships with all the local fishermen, and you also push the boundaries of what is a typical, seafood that's typically found on a fine dining menu. What inspires you to do that?
Mostly it came from just wanting to use more bycatch, and the targeted species that people fish for, black bass, fluke, the kind of the big ones.
Yep.
They're under pressure as a fishery, and even though there's still plenty of them, we want to try to take the focus away and diversify the seafood that we're eating. And the reality is, there's no such thing as a garbage fish. They're all delicious.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to introduce people to them and try to diversify our selections.
Fantastic. Well, let's take a walk in the kitchen and check it out.
Awesome. Right this way. Before we cook the fish, we're going to have to cut the fish. So this is a beautiful sea robin that we just caught out on Mikey's boat. I got this great knife from Dexter. It's the perfect knife for this. The way we do it, it's a little different. We're going to basically butterfly it. So we make a cut here, make a cut here, and then just go right down the spine. And then you're going to hit sort of the belly bones, and you can cut right through those. And then we do the same thing on the other side. So now these is basically your two fillets, and they're still connected, by the belly. So we just flip it over and do a little snip there. Boop. And we got this beautiful piece right here. And you might notice I left the scales on. Sea robin have tiny little scales, so you can eat those.
Got it.
No problem. Save yourself a step. And then we're just going to take the pin bones out, and we're ready to go. So I got a pair of fishing pliers. You can use any kind of pliers, honestly.
All right.
And really, you could leave these bones in if you don't mind taking them out as you're eating it. But for more of a fine dining preparation, we want to give people sort of the feeling of eating a whole fish. The tail's still on it. It looks like a whole fish in a way, but nobody really wants to mess with bones.
Absolutely.
So we try to, when you're trying to get people to try new things, I'm going to make it as easy as possible. All right, so we're just going to get this seasoned, and then we're going to get it on the plancha.
Okay. Salt and pepper.
Salt, white pepper. I don't really worry about seasoning the skin side, so it's not particularly going to stick. We can give it a little bit. This fin right here can stay. It's just going to get crispy. Yep. So this is a plancha, gets to be like over 600 degrees in the hot spot there. It's great for searing. And just pressing it down so it doesn't curl up until the skin cooks a little bit. try to cook this about 90% on the skin side, because you want the skin to get all the way rendered out and all the way crispy but not burnt. A lot of times fish like this, when we cook it in the pan, we'll start in a pan, get it super hot just like this, and then put the pan in the oven with the skin side down, and just it'll keep cooking on the skin side.
Is this, you know, basically the a la plancha fish recipe that you see on the menu all the time?
Pretty much. Really just means like what we're cooking it on.
Yep.
Planchas are great. Like this spot is super hot, and then you got different temperatures as you move back because the burner is like right there. Hardest part with fish is getting your pan hot enough. So something like this. I actually make these now for outdoor grills too, or you can get like a cast iron. Just like a regular cast iron griddle and put it on your outdoor grill instead of get crazy hot.
Okay.
That would definitely work.
Well, that's good to know.
We're gonna add the squash. This is some honey nut squash that we've roasted, but it needs to get a little bit of caramelization on it from the plancha. Then we do this with all of our fish and meat, really. Is you do a nice paste with butter. Okay. Butter and herbs. Usually rosemary and thyme. And what happens when you do this is the butter gets brown and the solids, like the nice nutty solids from the butter, will stick to the flesh of the fish.
I can't even tell you the smell is in here right now. Unbelievable.
And really, people see me doing this like, oh my God, it's so much fat, but none of that fat really actually goes on the plate.
Right.
It's like all the butter solids come out and they go on the fish, and the actual fat just runs off.
Wow.
So now the skin is still getting crispy, and we're basically kind of deep frying the top with this butter and herbs. And then we'll just flip that, and that'll go to the back there. It's a pretty thick fillet, actually. You know, people love to criticize sea robin for not having enough meat, but it's like almost an inch thick.
Absolutely.
And so we'll put it back here. It's not as hot, and that's going to cook through the fillet side. And those squash are nice and kind of sit in that butter. So this is green romesco sauce. So it's a Spanish sauce. It's made with poblano peppers, hazelnuts, cherry vinegar, and garlic. And then we're going to take our squash and our fish off the plancha here. So crispy. Sometimes kind of give it another little shot just to give it the extra crispy. Okay. And then this guy's gonna go.
The first time you ever ate sea robin, did you cook it for yourself or did you have it somewhere?
I cooked it for myself.
Yeah.
Because I had heard about it. Actually, you know, where I really heard about it was just an article about sustainability and fish and chips in England, and they kind of went through all the cod, they went through all the haddock. Yep. And sea robin for a while was the fish and chips fish of choice in England. And people really loved it, so I knew it was good. So that's just little roasted hazelnuts and olive oil.
Okay.
And then we're ready to go. I'm going to hit it with a little Espelette pepper, and then a little bit, just a little salt on the skin, and we're good to go.
Fantastic. Oh, dude, I can't wait.
That's a good fish right there.
Absolutely. A little bit of that sauce in there. It's even better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I mean, I'm totally blown away. This is why it's my favorite restaurant. Fantastic. And now we're going to check in with Mikey, one of the bartenders here at the Shipwright's Daughter, also a great fisherman and a great author for our magazine. He's going to give us a wine pairing for this amazing dish.
This is the Alice from Puglia in Italy, right in the heel of the boot. Pairs well with almost all seafood dishes, especially the ones we do here at the restaurant. Has a nice salinity, citrusy notes to it, and goes really well with the sea robin dish that we're preparing today.
Well, as you can see, this place is incredible. It's my favorite restaurant. I drive 80 minutes regularly to come to this place. It always blows me away. If you're heading anywhere in New England, if you're coming up from New Jersey, you're coming up from Long Island, wherever, you got to stop here. It's in Mystic, Connecticut. Easy to get to. You're always going to have a phenomenal meal. I'm Dave Anderson from the Fisherman magazine. You guys got to check this place out.